What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the FallenRedZeo. I'm back with more Star Wars Black Series figures, and this time we have Wave 37. And so unfortunately most of these figures we have already done. So we have the Hoth Rebel Trooper, which we've already done in videos in the past, so we won't be looking at that one today. And then we've already done these 3 Endor figures of Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Han Solo. We got those in the Heroes of Endor pack, which will be linked at the end, so if you want you can check those figures out there. So I won't be opening and comparing those today, since again we've already looked at those, so there's no point of going over again. But we will be looking at these last figures here, in which we had Cad Bane, the Armor Incinerator Trooper, and the Phase 1 Clone Trooper. And then I'm also throwing in the Phase 1 Clone Trooper Lieutenant, which is the Walgreens exclusive figure. So we will be looking at those 5 figures, and I am excited about, because we get a Cad Bane, which I've never had before, which is awesome. And then from the Mandalorian we have the Armor Incinerator Trooper, both very cool. And then we just have a Clone Trooper that we've had multiple times before, just a newly designed Clone Trooper. So again, I have all the figures here in their boxes sideways to show that new artwork off that I just really love. And it's kind of cool that it goes in like a rainbow color if you go from right to left. So very awesome that they kind of lined up there perfectly. But once again, I absolutely love these side pictures. Unfortunately though, we open them, take them out of the box, so the boxes become pointless. And then the way the boxes sit like this, they're all at an angle. So we just get rid of them, unfortunately. But they look really cool in this side picture. But let me go ahead and open these up and we'll take a look at these last 5 figures. So let me get these open and I'll be right back. So we're going to be starting off here with Cad Bane. And again, if you want to see the Luke, Leia, and Han, you can check out the Heroes of Endor set, which will be linked at the end. And with Hoth Trooper, the Black Series playlist will be at the end, so you can find the video that has that if you want to see what those figures are like. But we're starting off with Cad Bane here, and he is a Duros bounty hunter, and of course famously introduced in the Clone Wars series. So he's a very cool looking bounty hunter. He's considered to be the best bounty hunter in the world after the death of Jango Fett, so now he's the top dog in bounty hunting. He's kind of specifically designed to fight off Jedi, so he has a lot of features and stuff that will help him to be able to combat Jedis. But he looks very cool overall. So he has his wide brim hat up on his head, which you can take off so there you can reveal his face. But very nice wide brim hat. Of course you can pull it down so it doesn't reveal his face, so you can't see who he is. But of course we can just go ahead and take it off to be able to see more. But there we can see his Duro skin. So they have big bulbous heads and are usually blue skin, so perfectly portrayed here. And he's got the big red eyes, which are really cool as well. And then he has this green thing that goes down over his head that has some tubes going into it. And these tubes go to like a tank here on his back. And it's meant so if he gets force choked by a Jedi, it doesn't completely kill him and stuff. He still has an oxygen supply to his body. So that's a cool little feature to get in the fight off Jedi. He's got his all brown duster there, so it looks just like a brown leather jacket, so all the way at the top there, and has the tails that hang down there even to the back. He has a bag there around on his shoulders, brown outfit there on underneath as well, and got a bandolier with a bunch of bullets and everything there. Down on his arm he has some Mandalorian van braces, which are the same arm gauntlets that all the Mandalorians wear and stuff. And again, with it being made of like Beskar and everything, helps to fight off the Jedi. Then of course has all sorts of stuff built into, like flamethrowers, cords and stuff that shoot out, all sorts of things that again would help him fight with Jedis. And off the belt he has 2 holsters which have 2 guns in it there, and these are LL30 blaster pistols, and so they look really cool. Very nice long looking guns, very small and everything. Seem like they'd be pretty good for bounty hunting, so he has 2 of those so he can dual wield them. And then go down, we got some pants which look like some dark gray pants, have some dirtiness and stuff to make them look worn, all the way down to his boots where he does have some rocket boots. And again, the rockets are to help with Jedi, so if Jedi start, you know, like force leaping and everything, he has rocket boots that he can keep up with them. So completely built to be able to take out Jedis. So for his movements though, his head there can twist all the way around. He can look down and look up. Not really much movement in the head itself besides the twisting, but he does have a joint here right at the neck that allows that rocking back and forth. His shoulders come up to 90 degrees there, and he does have a little bit of a butterfly joint there that goes back and forth, and the arms can twist all the way around. He's got a single elbow joint here that does bend up to 90 degrees there and have the rotation in it, and then the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. He has an ab crunch right in here, but he doesn't really crunch a whole lot, probably mostly because of the jack and stuff, but he just rocks back and forth a little bit there, a little bit side to side, and he can twist all the way around. Hips come up 90 degrees there and out to the side that far. He does have a thigh twist. It looks like he does have really tall boots that separate then into pants, but they're all the exact same color, so it's hard to tell, but he does have a twist there that go all the way around. And then he's got the single knee joint that bends up that far, so maybe just a tad bit over 90 degrees, but it also has the rotation in it. And then the foot can flex back and forth and can twist side to side. So this figure is really cool. It is a great figure of Cad Bane here. I'm glad that they released it, because they did of course the exclusive one earlier in the year, and I'm glad they did release just a single one here, because this thing just looks super cool. What a great looking figure. Just an awesome figure of Cad Bane. And heading over to the Mandalorian, we now have the armor, and she looks really cool. So, of course, she is a female Mandalorian, and we saw her living with the tribe on Navarro, and she was the one that crafted the Beskar armor for Din Djarin and our Mando itself. So, very good-looking figure overall. I think they did a really good job. The helmet looks very awesome in all the gold, has even the little horns there, but just an all-gold helmet looks really cool. She has a fur there on her back, which falls off quite a bit, but once you get it on and, like, kind of popped in, it kind of sticks on pretty well. It's only when you start doing movements and stuff that it falls off. She has a breastplate, which looks more like a copperish or something with that nice shine to it, and everything looks very nice. Some brown shoulder coverings there. A gray suit on completely underneath, so it's there on her arms. It goes all the way down to her legs. She has a dark brown skirt. It looks like it's made of leather. Some brown gloves, and I assume they're heavy and padded, working with metal around fire and stuff, so she doesn't burn her hands. And again, that gray continues down the legs till you get to the dark brown boots, which have a really cool design. I wish more of the Mandalorians had this style of boot design, because I have a lot of issues with the way the Mandalorian boots look, but I heard this design looks really good, so I really like that. And again, I wish the Mandalorians had more of this style of boot. But for her movement though, her head can twist all the way around. She look down and look up, so really good movements of the head and up in there as well. She does have that head, so it's like, you know, just an unpainted head of a character. The helmet doesn't come off unless you force it off, but there is a head up in there, so you could pull her helmet off and reveal that if you wanted to. If we take the fur off, the shoulders can come up to 90 degrees there and have a butterfly joint as well, and if you force it, you can get them to rotate around. We've got the single elbow joint that bends up to 90 degrees and has the rotation, and then we got the wrist that can twist around and flex back and forth. She has a little bit of a crunch forward and back there, just a little bit, rock back and forth and side to side there, and that's where she twists all the way around. Her hips come up 90 degrees and out to the side that far. She has a thigh twist up in there that goes all the way around, a single knee joint that bends up to 90 degrees there and has the rotation, and then the foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. She comes with two weapons. She has the forging hammer and tongs here, so very cool weapons. Let's go ahead and slide these in her hand. So there we got the armor ready to kick some butt as the stormtroopers come into their hideout. She just looks very cool. Another great looking figure here, and especially one that goes along with the Mandalorian. So continuing to fill out our Mandalorian ranks there. So very awesome for the armorer. And still from the Mandalorian, we have the Incinerator Trooper, and this looks very cool. So it's pretty much just your normal Stormtrooper. It is the newer versions with like the modified joints and stuff, so you get a much better range of movement in this, but it is the Incinerator Trooper, so it has red details all over it. And the Incinerator Troopers are regarded as the most devastating of the specialized troopers, and they like to set enemies and fortifications ablaze with their flamethrower. So very dangerous, badass looking guys here. But again, I just love that Stormtrooper look with all the red on and stuff. Has a nice red pauldron on its arm. Very cool looking overall. As you can see, it has the flamethrower there in its hand, which of course it's attached with cords, so we always have to have it with it. And then on the back there, it has the flamethrower pack, so it has the tanks of gas and everything. Even has the Imperial logo there on the back of it and the tubes that come out and run into the flamethrower gun itself. Just very cool looking figure overall. But for its moves, so its head can twist all the way around. It can look down and look up, so pretty decent movements, and a tilt side to side and all sorts of stuff. So it's got one of the better necks out of all the figures. The shoulders do come up to 90 degrees, and they do have the new armor padding where it is soft, so it does move, but they've kind of attached it into the arm joint, so like if you spin the arm around, you can get it to twist around in there with it, but it's also there just attached right at the top, so you can still get the 90-degree movements. But they do have the butterfly joint as well, and then the single elbow joint that bends up there over 90 degrees and has the twist in as well, and then the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. He's got an ab cruncher right in here, as you can see, so he can crunch back and forth a little bit, and it is hard with the flamethrower pack, so it has a little notch that goes in around this tube here on its back, so if you try and move it, kind of pops in and out of there. And with twisting, you don't get any twist if it's in there, but we can go and just pop it out and you can get it to twist all the way around there. And the flamethrower pack does come off. It does have little attachments here, so you can take it off and remove it if you don't want to have them wear it all the time. It does take a little forcing, but the hips do come up there to 90 degrees and they go out to the side that far. Thigh twist in there. Single knee joint that bends up that far and has a rotation. And the foot can flex back and forth. Not a whole lot there because of the armor, but it also twists side to side. So the Flame Trooper looks really cool, and I like that it has the newer movements of the Stormtrooper, so it gets a lot better movement. Unfortunately, his arm doesn't have enough bend though into it to where you can get him to hold it up here on his arm. You have to kind of get it forced down and stuff to make it like how he walks into the show with it up on his shoulder and stuff. Can't really do that too well, so he just has to kind of hold it out front there. And then of course we have the flamethrower gun, which is a big, nice, beefy gun here. And I like how it's the nice big bulkiness here in the front, and then of course the flame shoot out of the front there. And it's really cool with this because we also get a flame attachment to go with it. So it has like a little peg hole in there that goes right on the end of the gun. Since it has these two prongs sticking out, the flame has two little pieces cut out underneath it, so you have to kind of feed it down into it, and then it slides right on the front just in there like that. So it has the two little pegs there that come out to the front, so it sits right on the end of the gun there. And then we got the flame shooting out there. Now unfortunately his hand like is too kind of small and stuff, and you have to kind of force it to be able to get him to like hold the gun up and everything to be like he's actually flamethrowing, but it looks very cool though there with the giant flame shooting out. So he's getting ready to set all sorts of stuff on fire and try to kill Mando and Baby Yoda. And the final figure from the actual wave is the Phase 1 Clone Trooper. And so this looks very cool. It's just your basic clone trooper. So the very first ones we see in episode 2, Attack of the Clones. So just your basic clone trooper. So he has the all white armor with the black outfit underneath. And again, it's the Phase 1, so it has the different helmet style. So it has more of what they consider to be like more of a Mandalorian style helmet. So it has the helmet that kind of comes to the point, has the T visor there. But to me, the biggest identifier is the fin there up on the top of the head that comes to the point back there. So that's really what makes them the Phase 1 troopers. But everything else, you know, they look pretty much the same, just in the all white armor. But looks very good overall. I love the Phase 1 clone troopers a lot, so I have no issues with this at all. And it does have the new improved movements, so we do get a little bit better movements in it. So his head can move back and forth there. It doesn't have a whole lot of movement in the neck. And again, you can see that additional just blank face up in there. So if you want, you can try and get the helmet off and reveal that face. But it just moves back and forth there and can twist all the way around. But it has the better shoulders with this soft armor pieces, so it does allow it to come up to 90 degrees there. And it does have a butterfly joint and rotate all the way around. And then we get the single elbow joint right here, which does bend up to 90 degrees and has the rotation in it. And then the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. We have the ab crunch right here, crunch forward and back a little bit and rock side to side and twist all the way around. Hips come up a little bit, but if you twist the side, they come up to 90 degrees out to the side that far. Of course, have that thigh twist in there. We've got the single knee joint that bends up that far and has the rotation. And then the foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. So again, just a very basic clone trooper, but with those new movements, and it allows you to move it a lot more than they used to. And speaking of, here is an original Phase 1 clone trooper. And again, you can just kind of see some of the details. So it does have this stiffer shoulder, so you can only get it to move back and forth a little bit there, not a whole lot. And then it has the double elbow joint, and you can only get the elbow to bend as far as it is there compared to the 90 degrees. And it has the double knee as well that goes that far, so it bends up a little bit higher. So I think the double knee would maybe have been better, but it's still not bad at all on the new one. And then we also have the Phase 2 clone trooper, so you can see the difference there. So you can see the helmet looks more like a stormtrooper compared to the Phase 1 clone trooper design with the point at the chin. And it is a clone trooper, so we get the same guns we get with all the others. It comes with the DC-15A blaster rifle, so the longer rifle here, which is the gun I always like to use for these clones. And then they also come with the DC-15A blaster carbine, which is the shorter one there. So again, all the clone troopers come with these two guns, so you just pick and choose whichever one you want. But again, with like the clone troopers, especially the Phase 1s, I like the longer rifles there. And again, in comparison, we also have that clone trooper lieutenant, the Walgreens exclusive one. So both of these are relatively new. So you'd think they would have the same body, but with the lieutenant, they went ahead and kept that old body. Has the double elbow joint, the double knee joint, and the stiffer shoulders, so the arms don't raise up as high. So I wish they would have used the newer body design, but then they added the blue onto it to make it that clone trooper lieutenant. So these troopers are trained as officers on Kamino, and they get colored armor markings to show their higher rank, and then the color usually depends on what environment they're going into. And with that, we do have some of the other color clones. So we have a red one, a yellow one, and a green one. So we have the 4 different colors there. Of course, if you can see with the older ones, their paint is completely solid, where with the new one, they kind of went with the newer designs, where they have some like the color chipping and painting off, or like it wasn't painted on perfectly. But it still looks really cool here with the other colors. I really like that look, having the different rainbow of clone troopers. It looks very cool. And again, it comes with both style of guns there. So that's it for the Star Wars Black Series Wave 37 here. A bunch of great looking figures. It'd be better if we maybe didn't have all these figures in the back here before. That would make this set even better, because then you get a bunch of cool figures. But again, we've had those before. But it's awesome getting the new ones we do have of the Cad Bane, the Armor, the Inferno Trooper, and the Phase 1 Clone Trooper with the new modifications. Just overall, what a great looking wave this set is. I absolutely love them. But let me know what you thought of this wave down in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed my review, please leave a thumbs up for me. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.